Hello to all the Alberta landlord community members. I am here today to provide a quick market update for the Calgary market region. So what I'm going to do here now is just share my screen with you guys so that I can show you a few graphics that we have prepared and that I can get a little bit deeper into what's actually been happening here in Calgary for the month of November, but also a little bit of a look back to how the year has gone. So I mean, it's no secret to anybody in the Calgary real estate market this year that we have had a fantastic go in 2021. We've seen prices increase by approximately 9% year over year from where we were in 2020. And if you look at the graph here, it was really at about this time last year that we started to really gain momentum and take off. We had a really hot spring market here with prices starting to come up. And you can see here inventory levels were starting to stabilize as well at the same time as sales. And so it's really been a healthy and strong year and a good news story for Calgary property owners that have had to endure almost 6 years of the economic downturn and the pandemic and this sort of war on the energy industry. But we've turned the corner here in 2021 with really great results. So what I'm going to do now is actually break it down a little bit into various asset classes so that you can see. And we'll start off with the detached segment. So this is one that is really worth watching because our detached prices are still under $550,000. So a detached house is like your standard house. You don't share a wall with anybody else. There's no condo fee or anything like that. But you can see here that our sales at the very end of November relative to our inventory is really tightening up right now. This has been a sharp adjustment since the summer when we had stronger inventory levels relative to the amount of sales that are occurring. Sales have stayed consistent, and everybody within my office, all of the realtors right now, are talking about this and that they feel just as busy now as they were in the summer. And it's legit. If you look at this, you can see on the sales here, down here, we've got very similar sales numbers in the detached segment all the way through for the last 5 months of the year, and inventory has been coming down and you're starting to see pricing coming up. So anybody who's contemplating listing their house right now, early in the new year may just be a great time to catch the market before all of the spring inventory hits. You might just get a better result now than you might have if you waited a little bit longer. So a really great sign there for the detached market. A little bit more on that, you can see here too. One of these things, you know, the average price, we're just under $600,000 right now, up 9% year over year from last year. We're selling very close to list price. We're only at about 40 days on market right now. Inventory, the amount of sales signs are down 30%. Sales are up 41%. All of this just points towards increased prices heading into next year. And I don't think there's any reason to expect the bottom to fall out of our market here as we turn the corner into 2022. So that's good news for that. Now, apartments, so these are condo apartments, a little bit of a different story here as we look at just a little bit more inventory and a little bit more of a flat pricing environment. So the takeaway from this is that the apartment market in Calgary is still oversupplied. We still do not have we still have a buyer's market with respect to condos. Now, it is tightening up. We are seeing it improving, but as you can see here, it's still fairly flat. We are starting to see inventory come down while sales are chugging along. So this is something that should improve over the coming years, but I don't think we're going to see a boom market in this respect in the years to come. Now, what does this mean for Calgary landlords that have rentals? Well, to me, I think that this is good news because I do feel that we've had an awful lot of unconventional rental supply in the marketplace, which has suppressed rent. So these are apartment condo owners, couldn't sell them, couldn't get the price they want. So what do? They rent them out instead. And that has added more supply to our marketplace, which has meant that we haven't seen escalating rent rates in the same rate that we've seen prices coming up. Well, if these units are being absorbed by owner occupiers, it will result in more of these units coming out of the rental market space, which should mean that those of us that have apartments in the Calgary area we should start to see rents coming up. So that'll be something for landlords to watch as we turn the corner and head into next year. If we look a little bit more in terms of what this actually means in terms of data, pricing for an average condo is still under 300,000, and this has come up a little bit, but we haven't seen the sales volumes there to really say that the condo market has come back in Calgary. Still not quite there, with almost 70 days on market being what it takes. We're still seeing now the inventory has come down a little bit, but not anywhere near as pronounced as other market segments in Calgary at just under 6%. So condo market still soft, but is one to watch as we turn the corner heading into 2022. Row housing. So row housing is like a townhouse condo, and we do like to speak to this asset class simply because if you can't get into a starter home and you don't want to be in an apartment style condo, then you will find yourself in the row housing. Now, it may not be as pertinent right now, but if we start to see prices in the detached segment coming up, it is something that's going to matter more and more. And you can see here, we're starting to see this pricing did elevate throughout the year. It did stabilize here in the middle of the year. Sales have slowly come down, but really nothing alarming with that. But inventory has come down too, which has helped to stabilize prices. So this is a very affordable place within the market to be, a great opportunity to get in as a starter first-time buyer, get a nice, well cared for townhouse with a low condo fee. Would be really something to consider as you're looking to perhaps jump into the housing market heading into 2022. Okay, so here's a little bit more on the row housing sales volumes. Sale prices, I mean, this is just a 1 month data snapshot here, but it does show how this asset class is becoming more and more popular as the pricing for detached homes starts to get up. We've got sale price versus list price at just over 100% here. Average sale price considerably more than an apartment style condo, but well under a detached home at $330,000, and just over a month of on market time here. So very healthy segment for the row apartment townhouse class. Now the semi-detached is our last one that we have here. The semi-detached is like a house that shares a party wall with a neighbor. So either like an infill, or it could be a row of semi-detached houses that don't have a condo fee, that are freehold. And you can see here, very, very similar to the row townhouse market, is that we've seen prices come up. They have stabilized a little bit. They're north of $425,000. Sales came down a little bit, but have since come back up and stabilized again in the third quarter here of this year, coming into the fourth quarter, as we've had a really great run of real estate in the latter half of the year here. Not something we typically see. And you can see prices for this starting to come up again as there's gapping between the semi-detached asset class and the detached asset class. This is where you will find buyers that don't want to be in condos. They want to do their own thing. They don't want to be in a detached house or pay that premium, but they want to have their own property that belongs to them without a condo fee involved. They'll go for the semi-detached asset class. So really great news all the way around there, really. You can see here again, sale prices relative to list price still up near 100% here. Average sale prices are up to just under $500,000, up to 6.6%. So still really great market growth inside all of that, and a really good news story. So come out of screen share here mode right now, just to kind of give my little bit of thoughts on the overall market. It's been a great year in Calgary in 2021. You're going to hear me talking a lot about this. You're going to start to see people come out with their predictions for 2022 in the next few weeks and early into the new year. And I think that'll be really interesting to watch. Last year at this time, I was saying Calgary was going to have a flat year, and we got blown out of the water with almost double-digit price growth. So really exciting there. I am going to be predicting a growth market into 2022, but where exactly that will lie, we will have to see. But the good news for this, for any rental property owners, is that if you've owned property in the last year, you more than likely have seen an equity bump in the valuation of your property. If you'd like to know what that looks like, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to arrange for a market analysis for you. And the same thing goes for anybody that still has a secondary suite. Really good news from the City Council, where the council committee that was tasked with looking at secondary suites and to ask themselves, should we continue with the program? Well, we got lucky in that this was on the docket. As soon as the election was done, the committee looked at this. They all said, yes, we should extend the program. So that should be going in front of City Council near the end of this year, which will be a really great thing for those of us that are still keen to build our portfolio and take advantage of this rise in prices in the Calgary market, a great opportunity to do that. So that's the market update here for November. I want to thank everybody for watching this. I hope you guys have had a fantastic year here so far. Looking forward to a great holiday break. If anyone has any questions about their rental property or the market in general, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.